So I am going to show you how you can take a charm pack, add a background, and make yourself a baby quilt that is I Spy. So an I Spy quilt means there is going to be 2 blocks that are identical. So you can look around in the quilt to find the second block that matches this gold panther. So they're a lot of fun to make. It really is super, super simple. I'll show you kind of like what charm packs work well, how to make your own collection, because I know we all have a very large collection of fabric, and some of the fabric is random. We just picked it up because we love the colors, we love the design, or it's got a cute kitty cat or spaceman or whatever else. And so this quilt is perfect for that kind of fabric collection. So this is the quilt. I still need to quilt it. Hopefully it will be done by the time this goes up. But this is the quilt. And so as you can see, they're just half square triangles. And there's 1 square per fabric. So none of these repeat as far as there are matching half square triangles, but that's it. There is not 4, there's only 2. So some of these fabrics are so much fun. The little milk pandas, watering cans, we've got toothbrushes, and just, oh my gosh, it's just so stinking cute. What you need to do is build your charm pack. Now, if you want, you can just use a charm pack that you have on hand. That's totally fine. But just know that if you want some super cute prints, you're going to have to build your own. And that's not that big of a deal. I know we have plenty of fabric sitting on our shelves that we could take apart. As far as if you have charm packs, you can take parts of your charm packs for your I Spy quilt. So here's a great piece of fabric. Now, depending, I don't necessarily want one with a blue background and one with a gray background. So I need to choose one or the other because they are the same print. And with an I Spy, you're looking for something different than that. Here's this one. It's got wood, super cute. Deer. So we need to decide what color of deer we're going to do. Here's a snowman and hot cocoa mug. So this charm pack is actually perfect for an I Spy quilt. Words are great as well. So don't be frightened by words. They will end up on the diagonal because of how you're sewing this. But that works as well. For this quilt size, I had 50 squares. So, because they're 10, I did rows of 10 and columns of 10. So you are going to want to start collecting these for a while until you have 50 pieces in your charm pack. That seemed to be the perfect size as well for a little baby quilt. Now, I'm not going to use obviously all of them. When you're building an I Spy quilt, you can, because there's 2 different colorways, there's a blue background and a light background, you can separate those out and make 2 different quilts as well. So also, you know, if you don't have a full charm pack, again, just like before, steal some pieces from other fabric lines. Look at this strawberry fabric. Isn't that adorable? That would be perfect for an I Spy. Now, don't worry about having boy and girl stuff all in one. It's a mix and match. So there's a few in here that would work out really well. This one is also super cute with the gingham, but you're looking for conversation prints, ones that, you know, it's got a sheep or a cloud. This is the pirate one, which is hilariously awesome. I love this fabric. Unicorns. This mix and match really is a nice collection of both girl and boy prints. Also, don't be afraid to cut up your yardage. So this one is the kitty cat from Tula Pink. And I just need a 5-inch square block. So I can open up my fabric. I can lay out a template if I have one. I don't have a 5-inch, but I do have a 5.5-inch. So if you're cutting your own pieces and it's 5.5 inches instead of 5 inches, that's fine too. You just need to make sure that all the blocks that you are using are the same size. So I can use something like this and fussy cut a piece of fabric for my quilt. Now let me show you how fast and quick and easy this is. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to take one of our pieces for the background, one of our pieces for the conversation fabric that we have for the I Spy. And we are going to mark a line from corner to corner on the wrong side of the lightest piece. Now you can mark this with a pencil, you can use a Hera marker, whatever you have on hand. Don't overthink this. You just need a line from corner to corner. This is your cutting line. This is not your sewing line, so it's not going to be sticking around anyways. You're going to place this right sides together. Pin this if you need. You just continue doing that with the rest of your pieces. Your next step is to take this over to your sewing machine and you're going to stitch on both sides of that drawn line a 1/4 inch seam. With that stitched, the next thing you're going to do is cut directly on that drawn line or from corner to corner. You're going to take this over to your iron and you're going to press this to the dark side. Once you have this pressed, you now have 2 half square triangles. You will want to double check your sizes and square these up. I believe these can be squared up to 4.5. If you find that that's a little tight for you, just as long as they are the same size, so all the blocks that you sew together are the same size squared up. You can go to 4.25, you can go to 4-inch, just do whatever you need to. This is a practically perfect half square triangle for the I Spy quilt. So that's the rule with quilting. You can change the size, you just need to make sure that what you change it to is the size that all your blocks become. And because these are all half square triangles, that is an easy thing to adjust. So don't throw these away if they don't turn out to be the right size. If you need to square them all up just a little bit smaller, that is just fine. I also feel like when you're sewing those on both sides of the drawn line, do it a little bit of a scant 1/4 inch, and that will help as well. All right, now that I have these 2 done, you are going to repeat this process until you have all your half square triangles that you need done. The last thing you are going to do is take all of your squares and you're going to lay them out either on your design wall. I've got a link in the description for my design wall that I used for, I used sticky felt squares and stuck them to my wall, and I absolutely love it. But this is something that you're going to need to lay out so you don't have friends that are next to each other. This is okay. Well, let me scoot this down. These 2 do match, and that's okay. You just don't want them right next to each other. So lay them out on your floor, on your bed, on your design wall, wherever you can, to kind of see the placement, to make sure that the friends, that's what I call them, they're friends, that they don't find each other and become side by side. So sometimes that happens. You might have to unpick it if that really bothers you. But just have some fun with the different layouts. I made all my half square triangles go the same direction. But feel free to play with the layout, play with the half square triangles. Really the idea is just to have kind of a busy quilt where you're excited to find the match for the little doggies, with the bow ties and just have some snuggle time. So that is how you can make a I Spy quilt using half square triangles and your own collection of charm packs.